Good morning. My name is AJ's dad. Actually, my full name is Mia and AJ's dad, as I've been blessed twice. And I have been a member of this church for over 22 years. And in that time, I've gotten to meet many of you. And during the pandemic, we saw a lot of the clips that Michael made, so I got to meet many more. And I want to tell you, there's still some of you that I really like. So I always feel good when I come to service here. I always feel warm. It's like being around a lot of friends. And I think we do some terrific things at the Gilford Community Church, things I was not accustomed to in other churches that I attended. So as Michael asked me to put this together, I have always been fascinated by sayings that in a few words can give us an idea of how things might be. So some of those are going to be interspersed throughout this short presentation. And the first one is something that I first heard one night watching when Jay Leno was hosting The Tonight Show. And his father had passed away, and he was doing a little bit of a eulogy. And one of the things that he mentioned was, my father always told me, just do the right thing. And I think more than anything else here at the Gilford Community Church, we do the right thing. I've always been fascinated by kids. They never get discouraged about what's happening in the world, because if you look at a kid, teenage kid, and they still have that gleam in their eye that they haven't had a chance to solve things yet, but they're going to. And we do a lot with children here. From children's time, when you hear those little feet marching down to the altar, to the summer projects that the children get involved with. And I was really taken back by the way confirmation is done here. My confirmation, the only thing I remember about confirmation is the bishop slapped me in the face. I don't know why he did, but he did. I remember a confirmation here, or many of the confirmations here, where the children, young adults, go to other churches. They go to synagogues, they go to Mormon churches, they go into Boston to help out with the homeless. And I think one of the things I really like about Gilford Community Church and why we do the right thing is because we teach kids that different doesn't mean wrong. Different just means different, and we can learn from that sort of thing. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the music program here. It's incredible. We have such amazing talent. Different than, again, when I grew up and you were supposed to be quiet in church. There wasn't church hymns were kind of sad. There wasn't the joy that there is here. And that's a very special part of the Gilford Community Church, and one of the reasons why I support it. Not because AJ directs the choir, but because it gives many people an opportunity to show their talents. And I think it's one of the things that makes us feel really warm about being a member and attending services here. One of my favorite sayings was something that Robert Kennedy paraphrased from George Bernard Shaw. And it goes like this: some men see things as they are and ask why. I see things as they can be and ask why not. I think that's what the Gilford Community Church does. When the church needed to be renovated, it was a big project, but we said, why not? And when the youth center was being proposed, the Gilford Community Church said, why not? And when Gilford got lunch, the Gilford Community Church said, why not? We're always willing to do the things that some other people thought were impossible, but here those things become a reality. When I was back in the 80s, there was a very popular saying. It said, "He who dies with the most toys wins." It's kind of a fun thing. I don't think that's what happens here. I see much more giving here than trying to accumulate material things. We know the best things in life aren't things. And someone I never quoted before, but I came across this recently, Calvin Coolidge said, "No person has ever been honored for what he received. Honor has been rewarded for what he gave." And we give a lot here, and that's where our focus is. I think my favorite saying of all time, the one I use the most, is from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it goes like this: "What lies behind me and what lies ahead of me pales in significance when compared to what lies within me." And I think the church here at Gilford kind of brings that out in all of us, that we're all able to realize that we have a great deal of potential. We have an opportunity to do more in ways that we didn't see possible before. And the last one is going to be a little bit of a paraphrase. I don't know her name. I know she is Leo Iguchi and Sasha Callahan's daughter. And almost every year in the summer, we get an opportunity to hear these incredible musicians come to our church and play their music, and they're absolutely wonderful. Well, about 2 years ago, they brought their daughter. I think she was 7 years old at that time. And Leo Iguchi, who plays the cello, taught her how to play the cello. And she goes up and takes a seat, and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to hear, like Mary Had a Little Lamb or something like that. It wasn't quite that at all. She played an amazingly beautiful piece on her cello. I know that she will follow in her parents' footsteps. But the thing that got me the most was afterwards, Michael was talking to her and complimenting her on how well she did and saying, "Boy, you must really practice a lot. How long did you practice to learn that?" And from the mouths of babes, she looked at Michael and says, "Oh, I don't time it. I just keep going until we get it right." And that's what I think we do here at Gilford Community Church. That's why we all should support this wonderful place that we are able to come to and will be coming back to soon, because we'll keep doing things until we get it right. So thanks.